And welcome to another NBA Countdown Stay Home edition. All the usual suspects are in their own buildings. I'm Maria Taylor. We got Uncle P, Paul Pierce, Jalen Rose. We got Jay Will. No vest today for Paul. We're excited about that.
Shot B.
Okay, I think I know why though. Because the NBA keeps gifting us with content. Okay, we thought the NBA 2K tournament was going to be something really special. It has been. And we're also about to get a quarantine horse championship. And guess who's competing in it, fellas?
I'm in there.
They will. P. Pierce.
Spicy P.
The truth. You gonna be in it?
Yes.
You got to represent.
I'm in there.
Paul, slowly trying to make a big three coming back, P. You slowly trying to make a big three come back.
I don't know. We're going to see how this horse game go, but one thing that's never going to leave you is that jumper. That's never going to leave you.
Paul, you got to trash talk. If you're going to live stream, you better be the old truth, Paul. Be the old truth.
Oh, yeah, I'm in there.
Okay, so the quarterfinals are going to match up Paul against Zach LaVine. That is going to be his first opponent. Who we got, y'all? Jalen?
That's a solid matchup. Zach, and he got some tricks up his sleeve. But the good thing is you can't dunk in this. So I think I got the advantage.
Well, I got to ride with the truth until I see otherwise because that's our teammate and he a Hall of Famer. Like you said, Zach LaVine can't dunk. You got to hit him with the rangefinder's piece, step back left. Right by the hash mark. How many dribbles do you get? 1, 2, 3? They gotta limit the dribbles.
No, I think it's just no dunks, no. That's pretty much it. You can dribble. I mean, you could do your little dribble scheme. I don't mind all that. That's nothing. You got to make shots at the end of the day.
Oh, still a shot. Got it. Okay, got it.
Oh, I'm trying to look at Zach LaVine's stats so I can see which one we want to go at. Like, what do we want to attack? You know what I mean? You got to start looking at some of these stats.
Don't look at his stats because his numbers is crazy.
Well, this year, all right, 38% from the three-point line this year, P. Might be able to get us some of those step backs.
We'll see. But look, when you play for the Bulls, there's no pressure. I'm going to put some pressure on.
Hey, you don't got to do my old franchise dirty like that, Paul. You don't got to do it dirty like that.
Hey, Truth, here's a couple of things you must do on horse that cats ain't going to be ready for. Post moves.
Right. Look,
do a couple of your post moves, dog.
Backboard. Use the backboard.
The paint. Pull up jump shots in the paint, Paul. Pull up jump shots in the paint.
Paul,
hey, listen, I know what I got to do. I got to go all mid-range for these new millennials because they only shoot
lost art.
Oh.
Yes. Lost art.
So basically, Paul has an entire game plan now. I'm going to give y'all the rest of the field. Okay, you ready? So group 1, Trae Young and Chauncey. Chauncey's going to be in it too. We might need to send him a game plan as well. We got Tamika Catching. She's going against Mike Conley Jr., Zach LaVine versus Paul, and then Chris Paul versus Allie Quigley. So it's going to be fun, y'all. It all jumps off April 12th from 7 to 9. You'll be able to watch it on ESPN. Paul, we are going to be rooting for you so hard. Like, I'm live tweeting the entire thing.
I hope Chauncey got that rangefinder, though, because he had to start moving that range out to half court for Trae.
Yeah.
And half court might be like the cement block in his front yard. Like, how are y'all even going to know how far back you went? Like, I'm really trying to figure this out. Paul, you better make stuff up. You can lower your basket, too. No one would know.
I got this.
Okay, we do have a little bit of news coming out from around the league on a Lakers call. LeBron did say that if the season is to end a little bit early, that it will be tough. You know, there won't be any closure there for the Lakers. And so the question that brings up for us is LeBron's in his 17th season. You know what I mean? Would we be missing out on what would have been a huge opportunity for him should this season not happen again, Jay Will? Because there was a championship kind of dangling out there in front of them as that golden carrot.
Well, I mean, look, first off, they had a lot to be excited about this year. I mean, number one in the West, LeBron leading the league in assists, first-year new coach, first-year teammate with AD. But, like, ultimately, we measure success by winning championships. That's what we do. And you guys are all at the game when the Clippers played against the Lakers. I think that moment, the Lakers felt like, okay, we could put one of our best foot forward. We can beat this team. Like, we have a chance to actually legitimately win this whole thing. And LeBron having 3 chips, like I don't know if they have a chance to win it next year with the way everybody else is, the trajectory of the Clippers and other teams in the West, how good they'll get. I don't know. I mean, we'll see how they can play out, but I feel like this year has to be a disappointment for LeBron if he didn't get a chance to win it this year. It has to be.
Man, I'm going to tell you what, I can see why LeBron could be very disappointed because a lot of his legacy, I feel like that he's continuing to still build while he's playing at a maximum high level, is going to waste if this year doesn't happen, because you could talk about potentially them winning a championship. LeBron was in the MVP race. He was making his push here toward the end of the year. Let's just say it's going to be a lot of question marks if the season doesn't unfold. You're going to be like, is LeBron the greatest? He would have won MVP this year. He would have won another chip. And there's still going to be a lot of questions like, is he up there with Jordan? So that's why this was important for him, especially as he gets older. Because if he won this year and notched another MVP, that conversation, not that it's not already there, it would have got a lot more intense, I believe.
I think if he don't win it in 2020, he will not get another one. And Paul, you just talked about it. He's basically based his career from the media and the fans only on championships. That's why he left Cleveland. That's why he left Miami. That's why he left Cleveland again. So if they don't get it this year, the other squad's getting better. And all of those other guys on like 1-year deals. Danny Green, Bradley, Rondo, KCP. What happens with all of those guys? Do they give Kyle Kuzma a long-term deal? Jay Will, you said it. The Clippers are ascending. The Bucks are ascending. So I feel like if they don't get it this year, he will not get one as a Laker. Therefore, they will not retire his number.
Wow. Wow. So all the more reason to get those games started playing in Vegas.
That's right, Jay Will.
Jay Rose, that would be so wild with the year that this dude was having. I mean, the numbers were astronomical. And the thing that LeBron James, maybe one of the greatest players of all time, wouldn't have his number retired by the Lakers because he didn't get a chip. Like,
and he's not winning MVP this year. Greek Freak getting that if the season ends.
I thought, Paul, were you saying finals MVP? When you kept saying that, in my mind, that's what I was thinking. But you were saying MVP?
Well, yeah, he put himself back in the race. We saw, what he did to the Clippers in his matchup versus Kawhi. We saw what he did versus Giannis in his matchup versus the Bucks. And that was, the last weekend of the game. I thought Giannis had a good lead, but then after that weekend, when they beat those two teams and he outperformed them, he put himself right back in the mix and you remember Giannis had got hurt. So what if Giannis didn't play the rest of the season? LeBron finished strong. It would have been up there for debate.
Will there be an asterisk for anybody if we do continue this season like in July? I mean, having so much time off, like does that take less away? To win a championship in that short amount of time, or is it still the same battle, Jay Rose, that's going throughout the entire regular season and then leading into the playoffs? Or it seems like it's much more challenging, right?
I think it'll be even better, Jay, because guys will be healthy now. Maria said it last time. The Sixers guys will be healthy. Won't be any load managing for Kawhi. Paul George should be healthy. Danny Green seemed to be hobbled. And you guys know after you play a long season, you're going to be having nicks and bruises anyway. Now all of a sudden you start back in July, everybody fresh. So the best team still gonna be the best teams. The top players still gonna be the top players.
Yeah.
I was almost gonna say it seems like it would be even better. You know what I mean? Because you've had to deal with the adversity of taking time off and like who can get their team back, the chemistry back together the fastest, and who can get to that playoff shape the fastest. So in my mind, it would almost be like that's the one. Everyone's watching. You might have to play without fans. All the adversity you have to go through to get there.
I feel like it'd be better for the fans though. But if you're like LeBron and like, we just took 3.5, 4 months off, right? But we are hitting our stride. Like as a player, I automatically go back to, like guys are making shots. We were defending at a very high level. AD and I were finding our rhythm. And now all of a sudden we're just supposed to come in here and find it like that after we had a good lather going. That's, as a player, sometimes I think that would probably be haunting if we couldn't figure it out, but yet it was figured out a couple months before.
I think it's an interesting storyline to continue to watch. And we're still going to hear from people, obviously LeBron speaking out on it, what could be a missed opportunity. We're going to hear from others. Another person that we heard from is one of Paul's friends, Kevin Garnett. He spoke with Shams of The Athletic, and one thing that he said is that he is not entertaining having his jersey retired by the Timberwolves. Obviously, issues with Glen Taylor, the owners of the T-Wolves, has been well documented, but what was your reaction to just hearing him speak on that after his Hall of Fame announcement?
Man, this is something I've been already knowing about for some years now, ever since, Kevin retired. I knew about him and flipped their relationship and them placing the deal. Once he signed with Minnesota, they had a shake hand agreement on him going into ownership. And then when Flip passed, rest in peace, Coach, it just seemed like everything was off the table, and it just, his relationship with Glen Taylor just never could salvage that after that. So, and I don't see why you cannot put something in place for your greatest player of all Minnesota history. I mean, wouldn't that be great for the fans? Wouldn't that be great for the organization if you had one of the greatest players, not only in the game, but in Minnesota history, to be a part of ownership, just, bringing that culture around, and for them to lose out on that's not a good look for, Glen Taylor and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Pete, I'll say this too. I think what we're talking about is going to be the future of sports. I think who knows how we're going to handle all this economic hit that the NBA is going to take. But if you still have some of these marquee guys, when we come back, they're going to be bigger and better than ever for an individual franchise. And if we know that guys in their whole motivation is they want part of ownership one day, to have that as a handshake agreement and then have that off the table. Like, I respect KG for holding his ground on that. And it's like, we want to do things for the fans. I understand that. And it has to be challenging and difficult. But at the end of the day, like, KG wants to think about his legacy as somebody different than just has his number retired. He wants to be a part of that legacy for his family and his family's family. And that comes with ownership. I respect it.
I blame Glen Taylor in this dispute. And unfortunately, KG isn't alone. The only former player that's a majority owner happens to be the greatest player of all time. And that sends a really bad message to Black and brown kids across the country. And in ownership in all professional sports, not just the NBA, we talk so much about what's on the floor. 75% of Black players in the NBA, 80% in the NFL. Yet as the power positions happen, coach, GM, president, ownership, we get fewer and fewer opportunities. And so Glen Taylor won't be held responsible because that's what everybody's doing. And KG, fortunately for him, he got a chance to go to Boston, reinvent himself, become a big three with our brother Paul and Ray Allen, and win a championship and have a storied franchise retire his number. Not necessarily Minnesota, a squad that never won a championship and never been to the finals.
Yeah. So maybe, and he said something too, he said, I feel like it wouldn't be genuine and that it's just pressure from the community and the fans, and that would be the reason why the jersey would ultimately get retired. And he's just making a stance like, nah, we're not doing that. Can we pause? Okay, Paul, I saw on SportsCenter's Instagram, it was the three amigos, and it was the SportsCenter commercial. Do you remember shooting that, Paul? It was so funny.
I remember that.
It was so
Get it, P.
Yeah, they had a little dance.
Maria, I think you was probably in high school when we did that. So, when you saw that, you was like, where did that come from? But that's the original.
I hadn't seen it before. Funny story, guys. My boyfriend in high school, his name was Mikey. He used to always wear the Paul Pierce jersey. It was white with the green trim, and he had Jabot jeans with the green Velcro on it.
Oh, he was fresh.
Oh, he was
all
fresh. Man, that was the lick right there.
Listen, Mikey was the truth. He was only 5'8". He was shorter than me, but that's all right. He was the truth. Okay, the last time we logged off the NBA Countdown, I asked what you were doing to better yourself. I'm not going to ask that again. So what is the one thing that you're binging or watching right now that you want everyone else to make sure that they're watching too, Paul?
Oh, man. What did I just started watching the Ted Bundy tapes. I just started that one.
I'm scared.
It's interesting, man. This cat was like he had a whole nother girlfriend and daughter, and he was out here doing the serial killing. I was like, man, what is this?
Crazy.
I'm like, what's going on? It's very interesting though, man. I'm into those like little crime, series. But that's what I just got through binge watching yesterday.
We had this issue here in New York where a family in the Hasidic Jewish community had a big funeral. They had over 200-300 people all together, not really doing social distancing. It became this big story in New York. So Netflix has a show out called Unorthodox.
Oh, I just saw that. I saw 2 episodes of that.
No, it's I was like, yo, it's different. It's different. That's all I can say. It's different.
Yeah, I saw a couple episodes. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take up both of those recommendations. Thank you, gentlemen, very much. I can't front. I'm one of the low-hanging fruit people out here ready for the next Tiger King to play. That's really the only thing that I kind of binge watched on that I hadn't saw prior. So I'll probably say that I'm kind of craving to watch that. And last Friday on ESPN, I actually watched Glory Road. I forgot how good of a sports movie that was.
Totally. Hey, Godfather of Harlem. You ever watch that?
Of course, Nicky Barnes.
Okay. Paul, you watch Godfather of Harlem?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, you didn't catch us on that one. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get y'all to watch either of the following. Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Oh, my gosh.
Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Oh,
or Cheer on Netflix. Just one episode. Like by the time we get back to next Tuesday's NBA Countdown, just one episode. You choose.
All right, I got you.
Like a book report back of what you learned.
I refuse to corrupt my mind with these reality TV shows.
I can't help it. I love it. I love it. I can't help it.
Marie, you should go on Housewives of Atlanta.
I feel like you forfeit your career the moment you join one of those casts. So I'm gonna just watch so I can keep hanging out with y'all.
Entertaining to see you in your element, though. You in the A.
Well, guys, it was another good week, I feel like, of NBA Countdown. The next time I see you, I guess we will have had Easter. I hope you spend it social distancing with your family. Paul, you need to get some J's up, do something. Don't let us
check
down.
me out.
Represent you.
Hey,
don't let us down, P.
The forecast, you know what the forecast is in LA tomorrow. I'm in Los Angeles. The forecast is rain and lightning. So I'm going to be bringing that rain.
Let's get it.
Jumper.
Yes. Done. Sold. You better be good. All right.
All right. Now.
All right.
See ya.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.